Hello. It is absolutely shit-tastic outside. It's freezing rain. It's late December, and what better time than to make ice cream? I bought myself a Ninja Creami on a Black Friday sale, and I've been reading all sorts of recipes, and I want to figure out which base to use for the very best flavor. So there are really two different kinds of bases. One that includes um, cream cheese and another that doesn't have cream cheese in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the two different bases. They're going to be exactly identical, except one's going to have cream cheese in it and one is not going to have cream cheese in it. And then I'm going to freeze them and churn them and give them to the ice cream lovers in this house in a blind taste test to see if they can figure out which one has the cream cheese in it and which one doesn't, and which one, more importantly, which one is more flavorful than the other. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make the one without cream cheese. So we're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to mix it all right in this big measuring cup so that I can pour it into the pint so that they can be frozen. So 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. I've seen recipes that use milk. Okay, come on. If you're going to eat ice cream, you're not on a diet, right? I mean, just go for the full fat version. And I think from a chef's perspective that half heavy whipping cream and half milk sound about right to get a good creamy consistency. And I'm using whole milk. None of this 1% business that is milk colored water. That's nasty. And we're going to use 1/3 a cup of sugar, and I need to grab a measuring cup. 1 second. Clank, clank, clank. Use powdered sugar. Unless you're going to heat up your mixture, granulated sugar is just not going to dissolve properly. So go ahead and whip out that powdered sugar. You don't need to be a stickler about measuring it. Just add it in. 1/3 a cup of icing sugar goes in. A pinch of salt. Okay, I know it sounds weird, but a little tiny bit of salt will really help to balance those flavors. And then we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Yes, I'm free-forming. And then we're just going to mix it up. The sugar in it is going to dissolve really quickly. No muss, no fuss. Easy peasy. That's probably all you need. And then into the pint container. I'm going to have to stick a sticker on these lids so that I know which is which. That is a little clumpy in the bottom. Okay, I lied. It needs a little bit more mixing than that. I had some clumpage at the bottom. You don't want clumpage in the bottom of your thing, or you're going to have weird texture in your ice cream. There we go. That's better. It wasn't quite all dissolved. I got a little ahead of myself. That's better. All right. So that's number 1. Okay. Number 2, we're going to do the one with some cream cheese, and it just literally takes like a teaspoon of cream cheese. But you have to, and I'm just eyeballing 1 teaspoon of cream cheese, or a teaspoon, or sorry, 1 tablespoon of cream cheese. We want a tablespoon. So that's about that much. There's a famous ice cream maker. I can't remember the name. I should have looked it up. Her entire ice cream formula is based on using cream cheese as a stabilizer in the ice cream. And she says it's not enough to really notice the taste difference, but it is enough to give it a little bit more stability and a little bit more creaminess. So the only thing with doing this one is you've got to melt the cream cheese so that it dissolves into your mix properly. All right, so back to a 3/4 of a cup. Ooh, that's popping all over the place. Hold your horses there. Okay, so that made a nasty mess, but it's melted. Now I got to get it all out of there. All right, plan ahead, people. Have a scraper on hand. It didn't take more than, I don't know, what was that, 10 seconds in the microwave. It's such a tiny little bit. All right, and then you're going to add 3/4 cup heavy whipping cream. In we go. Watch out for clumpage. Get it all mixed up. Easier to mix before you add a whole bunch of other liquids to it. That's in. 3/4 cup of milk. In we go. And then we're going to add 1/3 cup of icing sugar. There we go. I mean, you could add a little bit more if you like it a little sweeter. Taste it, you know. There's nothing raw in here that'll kill you. Taste it. See if you like it a little bit sweeter. And I know my husband and daughter would probably like it a lot sweeter, but I don't like it that sweet. So I'm not going to add more. And then don't forget a pinch of salt. This is kosher salt. Any kind of salt will work. You don't need much. You don't want it to taste salty. It's just a little pinch of salt helps to balance the sweetness. Some vanilla, about that much, works just fine. Oh, and I'm using artificial vanilla. And look at the size of the jug I buy too. We go through it. That's it, guys. This one is ready to go. So this one will be B. We got A and B. And then these have to freeze up overnight. Make sure you freeze them perfectly flat or the machine doesn't like it. It gets grumpy. And then come back tomorrow when we churn them and then we do the taste test. I can't wait to see which they like better. See you tomorrow.